In this video, I'm going to talk about meaning process, meaningful process, processing, as well as knowns and knowledge in particular, and how they are constituents that can form these constituencies related to theories of well-being, as well as specifically also theories of knowledge through what is meaningful through our perceptions and through knowns that develop knowledge. And meaning is a constituent of a meaning process and a meaningful process. Meaningful process has more to do with this cultivation of meaning that's direct to the self. We start to integrate in forms of well-being and psychological sustainability, and it has to do with developing this psychologically sustainable infrastructure, right? And as well as promoting things like positive well-being and cultivating that wellness infrastructure that jives with and is a component of this psychological sustainable infrastructure. And then we have things like knowns that are component aspects of knowledge. They're constituents to knowledge. They form our knowledge database through these accumulative perceptions that we build on upon, and we can gain expertise and develop this granularity through these knowns. Uh, and primarily how we do this is through connecting, for example, our perceptions that engage us in this meaning process through direct meaning, forms of meaning such as empirical or perceptual meaning, that we can form the synthesis of meaning through synthetic meaning that is occurring through this meaning process, as well as we develop it and cultivate it, and more through through deliberation and engaging and stimulating what we find meaningful within our environment and what we also value too, will allow us to engage in this more meaningful process. And knowns are aspects direct to meaning too. So when you perceive something or you perceive something directly, there's meaning to that, and that meaning helps constitute the knowns. And the knowns, as we gain and compile more of these knowns through our direct perceptions, we can form knowledge, and knowledge through this meaning process that's occurring within us, within the self in particular, and involved in the consciousness self model. This processing stream of primarily perception. It's a perceptual process that's occurring regarding the self perception, as well as conscious awareness, and it has aspects of cognition in it. And there's knowns in there, there's components in there, and there's information. And these form a stream of interconnected relations, reciprocal relations, that form these also associations that allow us to perceive the impact of motivations, emotions, feelings, actions, behaviors, cognitions, reasoning, even philosophizing or psychologizing, like some of us do. I know that's what I do in particular a lot, and that tends to support my positive well-being, and I think goes a long way to support and cultivate this greater sense of psychological sustainable infrastructure within myself, and in which I think that if you do what is particularly meaningful for you and some of these various constituencies, uh, you start to cultivate this positive well-being, and this goes a long way up to directly impact that development of positive psychological sustainable infrastructure within yourself. And it's often through this pathway of meaning process, and then meaningful processing that cultivates things like knowledge in relation to meaning, and that is important for example, understanding information that surrounds us, that's within us, as well as various components within us and that surrounds us, and what their constituents too, and how they form these constituencies that convey valuable information and knowns, as well as meaning, particularly meaning, to how we can lead more positive, productive lives that promote this positive well-being, and that go directly into developing a sustainable, a psychologically sustainable wellness infrastructure within ourselves. And that's everything I wanted to say for this video. Have a good one.